i-geography, ezobuchwepheshe, i-computer applications technology, kanye namaklasi e-learner wellness, okungukuzilolonga ngokomqondo kanye nomzimba. Lezi zifundo zethulwa nsuku zonke kusukela ngoMsombuluko kuya ngoLwesihlanu, kuqala ngehora lesi-4 kuya kwelesihlanu, u-4 kuya ku-5 ntambama, nangoMgqibelo kusukela ligamanxe ihora lesi-8, 8:30, kuze kugamanxe ihora lokuqala emini, 1:30. Zithameleni futhi lezi zifundo emsakazweni Ukhozi FM njalo ngoLwesine kusukela ngo-9 kuya ku-10 ebusuku. Ningangena ekhasini lethu lika-Facebook elithi Go Digital SA_movement noma kwi-YouTube uthi Go Digital SA Foundation. Siyethemba nizolijabulela lolu hlelo oluhlose ukunifundisa futhi lulekelele kulokho enikufunda ezikoleni zenu. Luthokozeleni-ke lolu hlelo, nimeme nabo bonke abanye abafundi bebanga le-12 grade 12 ukuze nabo bazuze kulo futhi nonke nicijeleke ukuphumelela kwizivivinyo zenu zokuphela konyaka.
Sanibonani bafundi baka grade 12. Ngiyathemba sosithokozela isifundo sanamhlanje nesisibiya senze English first additional language. Esikhathini esidlulile besenza upaper 2. Senza ke ama short stories awu-2. Sisaqhubeka naye ku paper 2. Kodwa namhlanje sokwenza ama poem awu-2 again. Kulama poem awu-2 azokunika again u-35 marks njoba lama short stories amabili lawa sasiwenzile nawo enza u-35 marks bese kwenza ke lo 70 marks ke wakho for paper 2 for i-exam. Alright. Ma poem esokwenza ke amabili sizokwenza eyokuqala everything has changed except graves. Eyesibili ke ithi to learn how to speak. Okay, ake nje sikhumbuzane ukuthi konje kwenzekani kule poem everything has changed except graves. Shuthi yonke into ishintshile la ngaphandle kwani? Ngaphandle kwamathuna. Lana ke ispeaker umuntu okhulumayo ubuyela ekhaya la ekade ehlala khona, he returns to his childhood town. Shuthi wayehlala khona esamncane esafunda isikole. And then mayefika la ubona isikole sakhe indlela esesiyona. The school looks abandoned and it has just fallen to disrepair. Shuthi nje isikole sesiyinto nje engachazeka akwazi nokusibuka ukuthi kokuyisikole sakhe lesi. Ukhumbula ukuthi othisha ngaleso sikhathi esesikoleni babe sinakele kanjani isikole. And then uyafika la uthola ukuthi ama window nama roof konke nje akusekho kudamagekile, okunye kusengitshontshiwe. And uma efika la uyazibuza ukuthi hayibo kwenzekani zashonaphi lezi zinto. And then uma ebheka la yonke lento nesikole nje lesesiyona ubona nesonto. Isonto lalikhona lalikade kuye it was next to the school. Shuthi isonto laseduze kwesikole. And naso ke manje lesisonto seli-renovate shuthi selenziwe kabusha. Leli sonto kwakade kuyi-Dutch Reform Church manje sekuyi-Methodist Church. And then kodwa ke uthi ke abantu ke abamhlophe the white sebe sonta la kodwa manje mayebheka lana ke Methodist Church because i-Dutch Reform Church ngaleso sikhathi sakhe safunda kwakuyisonto labantu labelungu kuphela. Kodwa manje njengoba selishintshile sekuyi-Methodist Church seli-welcome wonke umuntu ukuthi wonke umuntu useyakwazi ukuthi azosonta la. And then uyabuka again abheka ukuthi no yonke into yala ishintshile, everything has changed. Into engashintshile nje kuphela amathuna because wona abanikazi bawo basafika bawaclean sometimes bafika bawaclean kodwa ke shuthi abanikazi bawo abaningi ke ilaba abamhlophe. Okay, ake sibheke ke, let's look at the poem bese sikwazi ukuthi siphendula kanjani imibuzo. Ngizoyifunda ipoem. Everything has changed except graves. Ibhalwe Umzi Mahola. I stood at the ruins of my former school, where I was patiently molded. Ushuthi ubuka la isikole ayekade funda kusona la ayekade fundiswa khona othisha. Wild plants own every space now. My soul was paralyzed. What happened to the roofs, the doors, and windows? Can these damp, lonely walls still recognize me? Everything has changed. The ground where we ran and laughed, and the corner of the playground where I pummeled a schoolmate almost to a pulp. Subuka indawo la babedlala khona nala khona la owabona khona no schoolmate wakhe wazomshaya. Scarfed with wattle to conceal my shame. A short distance away stands a renovated church. A Dutch Reformed, formerly, now a Methodist. Shuthi ngalelo sonto kade kuyi Dutch Reformed Church sishintshile ke manje sekuyi Methodist Church. He says, a short distance away stands a renovated church, a Dutch Reformed, formerly, now a Methodist, embraced by a mute little cemetery that claims the past. Shuthi la kukhona ini amathuna, the cemetery khuluma ngamathuna that embrace the past. Shuthi la kwangcwatshwa khona abantu asebashona. The dividing fence has vanished. Shuthi kwakade khona udonga la ohlukanisa isikole kanye nesonto kanye namathuna. But mayibheka nalelo donga akasaliboni. Selivanish shuthi alisekho, alisabonakala. Though growth strangles it to near extinction, cold names of departed whites who were part of this community and made monumental contributions are etched on the headstones. Cold names. Why cold? Because these people are dead. So my buga la ubona amagama abantu asebashona, but most of them abantu abamhlophe abhaliwe ke la uthi and the names of the departed whites who were part of the community and made monumental contributions are etched on the tombstone. Shuthi la emathuneni angithi mangabe kune tombstone makwenziwa itshe bese kubhalwa ke igama lomuntu. Shuthi into ayibonayo kuphela amagama alabo abantu, the departed, laba abangasekho. Sometimes whites come here to clean and put flowers on their family graves. Uthi ke kushuthi abantu abamhlophe ke bafika ke labazobhe, but line 29 no 30 where he says to clean and put flowers on their family graves, wona ubhalwe ngokuhlukile, ubhalwe in italics, ubhalwe ngokuhlukile. Kushuthi ku-indicate ukuthi kukhona abantu abasafika la bazobheka abantu babo abangasekho, bafike babeke imbali emathuneni. And then he says, a voice whispers next to me, but I do not recognize its face because Lushington has changed except the graves. Shuthi uthe esamile la esabuka exakekile ukuthi hayibo sekunje. Then he hears a voice whispering next to him. Uze umuntu engathi uyamhlebela la. Then uthi kodwa aka recognize the face, akaliboni lobusa akabazi. And because Lushington has changed except the graves. So kungenzeka ukuthi wayekhona ngempela umuntu wayemhlebela eduzana asazi, or it was imagination yakhe ukuthi mase kunje kodwa basekhona abantu abaphilayo. We don't know ukuthi was it real ukuthi ukhona lo muntu ngempela ukhona umuntu wayemhlebela or into imagine. Okay, I guess bheka ama questions ukuthi uwaphendula kanjani ama questions. Ama questions alana abhalwe in such a way ukuthi, for instance, question 1 uthi I stood at the ruins. Line 1 no. Line 1 a poem uthi I stood at the ruins. Shuthi ngama la kungasekho khona lutho yonke into isibheke konke nje kubheke phezulu. Bese bethi ke i-question yokuqala ithi choose the correct answer to complete the following sentence. When uzokhetha kuphela answer kuno A, B, C, should multiple choice la. There is A, B, C, D. It's a question. I stood at the ruins, line 1. Uthi ke question, choose the correct answer to complete the following sentence. Khetha ke wena answer right. Uqedela leli sentence. Okay. Next to the question number in the answer book. The word ruins, it is inverted commas, means that the school is one, A, which the school is new. So the word ruins means that the school is new, that is A. B, uthi, the word ruins means that the school is maintained. Shuthi isikole sinakekelekile. C, uthi, the word ruins means that the school is renovated. Shuthi isikole siqalwe phansi kabusha, sakhiwa kabusha. Or D, uthi, the word ruins means that the school is neglected. Ithini ke answer yakho la? Of course, the answer yakho uD. Isikole sineglected. Shuthi isikole asisabhekelekile. Isikole njengoba it's in ruins. Shuthi vele nje yonke into upside down ayinakekelile. So your answer is D. So into fanele uyenze wena uzobhala nje ukuthi 6 if ukuthi question number 6, question 6 or question 5 uzothi 5.1 and then you write the letter phela ungalokho ubhala izinto eningi awubhali futhi igama eliphelele, you just write the letter uD and then you get your mark. Uyaqhubeka isikhathi vele siyahamba, so nawe ujaha uthi uwaphendule wonke ama questions. Ubese ethi ke number 2 wakhona uthi refer to line 4. Line 4 uthini? White plants own every space now. Shuthi la kade khona ama class nama buildings sekhona ama white plants. Shuthi kunama should say kunokhula na yonke into nje yasendle. So a question ithi ke refer to line 4. Wild plants own every space. Ama wild plants angasownisha kanjani space because these are wild plants. So ba I question ithi ke yipi ifigure of speech isetshenziswe la? Of course yini personification ukwenza samuntu because ama wild plants cannot own njengathi thina abantu. So ifigure of speech A wakho but identify the figure of speech in this line. It is personification senza samuntu. B uthi explain. Chaza ke manje. Usushilo ukuthi personification. Chaza ke manje, explain why this figure of speech is relevant in this poem. Yindaba le figure of speech ifanele ngale poem everything has changed. Uzothini ke lapho? Uzosho ukuthi irrelevant, ifanelekile. Why? Because kunama wild plants, vele kukhona ama wild plants everywhere. So lama wild plants akhombisana a highlighter ukuthi the neglect akhombisa ukuthi indawo has been neglected over a period of time. So yes, it is relevant. Sekunama wild plants la iwona ase engathi ase owner indawo because iwona semaningi akhombisa ukuthi this place has been neglected. Then you get your 2 marks. Moving on to the next question, asiqhubeke. Uthi question 3. Explain the metaphor used in line 5. I guess ubheka line 5. Uthi line 5, my soul was paralyzed. Yini uba paralyzed? Umuntu paralyzed awukwazi ngisho ukwenzani. Shuthi khona la ukhubazeke khona. But when he speaks about his soul, shuthi his soul la ngaphakathi kuyena, he says my soul was paralyzed. Uchaza ukuthini? Ithi ke question ichaze le metaphor. Uma yethi my soul was paralyzed, ichaza ukuthini? Uzobe usuyachaza ke wena ukuthi the speaker is so shocked. Indlela athuke ngayo, uma uthukile ngathi yonke into ivele ime. Uzosho ukuthi the speaker is so shocked. Or he is so disappointed, uphoxekile. When he sees, mayisebona ukuthi yonke le ndawo, when he sees the neglected state of the school, ukuthi lesi sikole how ngashiya si right, manje sesinje asanakekelile. And then indlela aphatheke ngayo, the way he's so shocked or the way he's so disappointed, he cannot express ama feelings akhe. Akakwazi ukukhuluma. That is why his soul is paralyzed. Okay, moving on to the next question. Asiqhubeke. Ithi question, refer to lines 11 to 15. I guess ubheke 11 to 15 uthini? Uthi 11 to 15, the ground where we ran and laughed and the corner of the playground where I pummeled a schoolmate almost to pulp are scarfed with wattle. to conceal my shame. Watela. Okay. It's a question again. Refer to lines 11 to 15, the ground where I stood right. And then bese kuthiwa ke la ithini question ofanele uyiphendule. It's a question quote, 2 words. And when they say quote, mabethi quota, you will have to use ama quotation marks. Yini ama quotation marks, sizawazi ama quotation marks. Mabethi quote uzobhala lelo gama but ubuse uyafaka ama quotation marks and then you get your marks there. Kuthiwa ke la bhala quote 2 words to show that the speaker has experienced joy as well as embarrassment at the school. Okay, the ground where we ran and laughed. Joy lapho kuthini, they laughed. So kuthiwa la chaza izinto eziwu-2, the joy and the embarrassment. So joy, of course you laugh when you are happy. So joy la is laugh, uhlekile, right? Where they laughed as besadlala la egroundini. Okay, bese kuthiwa quote futhi elinye igama lesibili elikhomba ukuthi he was embarrassed at school. So bheka ke igama elikwenza ukuthi elikhombisa embarrassment ulela gama lithi shame, yes. Then you quote ufake ama inverted commas. Moving on to the next question. Siqhubeke. Go to number 5. Explain what is meant by though growth strangles it to near extinction in line 23. Use your own words. Mabet own words basibambhala on capital letters. Shuthi Musa wena masubhala. Musa ubhala uthathe from the poem as is. Sebenzisa amagama akho. Bathi ke la chaza ukuthi chaza ukuthini. Explain what is meant by though growth strangles. Into stranglisha into eqinyayo. Lapha ku line 23 uthi though growth strangles it to near extinction. Into extinct if into is of extinct into suke siphela vele. It's extinct bayayiqeda. Kuthiwa ke la explain in your own words. Ungathini ke lapho number 5. Explain using your own words. Ungasho ukuthi lapha kuyisimage lapha emangcwabeni it has become so overgrown with wild plants. And it's wild plants kuthiwa they own every space. So la lapha kuyisimage kugcwele ama wild plants that soon it will no longer be recognizable. It's going to be extinct. I says obonakala. Kushuthi ama waters these trees la kawatela asemaningi uzobuchaza ngamagama akho kodwa ke phela. Which has become so overgrown with wild plants that soon it will no longer be recognizable. Ngeke nomuntu asawabona kwayo. Wona ke lamathuna njengoba nesikole sesinje. Right. Siqhubeke. Bathi ke la number 6. Discuss why the speaker uses the words voice and it in line 31 and 32. Ake sobheke ku line 31 to line 31. A voice whispers next to me, a voice. But I do not recognize its face. There is a voice and then there is it. You question it again. Discuss again when why is speaker sebenzisa u voice and it in line 31 and 32. Okay. Mhlambe ungachaza ke la ukuthi I speaker uses the words to emphasize. Ufuna ukuchaza la ugcizelela ukuthi he has been away for isikhathi eside, for a long time. That yonke into that is around him is unfamiliar. Akasajwayele umuntu. And he does not recognize the person addressing him. Akamboni lo muntu omaddressayo, the voice and its speaker, because he's been away for a long time. Or ungathi the speaker is so overwhelmed by the extent of the neglect. Indlela abona sekuyiyona akakholwa akabelieve. He's so overwhelmed by the extent of the neglect that the voice that he hears is possibly not real. Mhlawumbe kwalona le voice leyizwa ewhispayo emhlebelayo la endlebeni. Mhlawumbe kwa that voice is not there. It's just his imagination because he's been away for a long time. Kade ehambile. So mhlawumbe kwakhona lokho uthi uzwa sengathi komuntu omhlebelayo. Mhlawumbe it's into imaginayo. It can be something engekho real. Akekho umuntu, but it's all in the mind. We don't know, but you can use your own words. There's no right or wrong answer there. Okay, number 7. One of the themes in the poem is change. It's in the topic, it's everything has changed except graves. So one of the themes is change, right? Bese bethi-ke kuwena-ke question, discuss, ichazeke this theme. Ichazeke this theme ye-change kwi-context ye-poem. Mabethi in the context, i-change siyazi ukuthi ushintsho. But-ke kuthiwa wena-ke chaza-ke lolu shintsho kwi-context ye-poem, shuthi mayelana ne-poem. Okay. Ungachaza-ke wena ukuthini, uzothini mhlambe, uzothi the explanation of the theme should indicate, okay, uzothi uyachaza ukuthi speaker siyafika la, siyavakasha in his former school after many years, and he reflects, ubheka ama-changes lawo awabonayo la mayifika la esikoleni, or uyabala futhi ubala ama-buildings, the school playground esingasabonakali because of the overgrown wild plants. And then naye uqobo lwakhe, he has changed because ungathi ekhuluma la, he expresses, ukhuluma nge-shame ne-embarrassment of his undisciplined action ngenkathi kade shaya one of his classmates mayethi la iphumela into a pulp. Naye he has changed because now he has grown up, usekhulile, and he expresses his shame ukuthi bake walwa naye egroundini. And then even the place, because the place is Lushington, the area is Lushington, ungasho futhi the Lushington has changed. The speaker has a sense, naye he no longer has a sense of belonging. Ngazi ukuthi mayibheka la, ngazi ukuthi naye akaseyena umuntu wala. So ungachaza-ke, you can explain ngendlela yakho, but ube umile la kule theme of change, right? Last question 18. The speaker overreacts when it describes the visit to his former school. Discuss your view. Bathi lana ispeaker sinehaba. He overreacts uma ngabe chaza his visit to his former school. Usechaza ngalendlela enehaba. Discuss iview yakho ke la. Wena uzobe usuchaza la ukuthi ubona kanjani. Unehaba ngempela or akalona ihaba, is because ukhuluma ngento ayibonayo. Bathi ke discuss your view, and ama marks lapha awu-3. So njoba ewu-3 bhala uzokwazi ukuthi uwathole lama marks omathathu. Okay. Mhlambe ungathi yes, we are overreactor because ayikho into angayenza. He is it is inevitable. Shuthi into ebengeke izivimbeke le ukuthi izinto seshintshile over the years because naye kade ahamba. Or ungasho ukuthi futhi, and the speaker has not lived through the changes, therefore everything seems different to him. Kade engekho la, so ngenkathi kwenzeka izinto over the years ubengekho, so mhlambe aka overreact, but it's because he has not lived through, ubengekho la ngenkathi izinto ishintshe. Okunye futhi ungasho ukuthi it does not feel at home anymore. It's like usesendaweni angayazi. He does not feel at home anymore since he's no longer part of the community. Ngoba akaseyona part of the community. Shuthi uyamvumela lapho ukuthi aka overreact. Or you can say no. You can say yes. La kade uvuma ukuthi izinto seshintshile. He has not lived here and he does not feel at home. Or you can say no. Why you say no? Aka overreact. Why? Because ama memories njoba emile la kubuya imicabango yezinto ezenzeka kudala. You can say no, it doesn't overreact because the memories are precious to his mind. As a child, he would experience that more intensely. So lana ma memories ayabuya. So he's reminiscing. Njoba emile la kubuya imicabango emidala ukuthi lana we used to play othisha besinakekela nani nani. Or you can say the speaker's shock when he sees mayisebheka this dilapidated state of the school. Akuyona overreaction leyo. Yes, ushokekile because yena wasigcina isikole sise right. So mase sifica sesinje hayi akusekho right. Or you can say the speaker's feeling of not belonging is natural and it's not an overreaction. Ku-natural ukuthi mawufika kade wahamba endaweni or kade wahamba ekhaya masufika izinto seyishintshile vele kuzoba sengazuthi akuseyona leyo nto. But ke yeah, lana ke you can say yes, you can say no. Njoba be discuss your view la you lana uphendula your own view. Ungathi yes, ungathi no, there's no right or wrong, but okubalekile ukuthi supporta I-answer yakho. All right. And then in next poem esizoyenza sesiqedile ngo everything has changed except the grace. Sesenza ke manje the next poem ethi to learn how to speak. Lana ke to learn how to speak is another question. Bakhiphe la poem awu2. To learn how to speak, lana ibheka I-connection between ama languages ne culture. Ukuthi I-language ne culture ne culture ine language yayo. And ibheka futhi ene iya celebrate and also iya recognize I-diversity of culture in South Africa. Ibheka ukuthi abantu in as much as sihlala sonke la South Africa sihlala sinama cultures ahlukene and futhi sikhuluma ama languages angafani. And then ibisibheka ke futhi I-need isidingo to learn ukuthi sikwazi ukufunda to communicate using varied languages. Isidingo sokuthi sikhulume ama languages ahlukene. Ungasho ukuthi mina ngoba ngikhuluma isiZulu ngeke ngikhulume iAfrikaans, ngeke ngikhulume isiNgisi, ngeke ngikhulume isiXhosa. No, ikhuluma it looks at the need ukuthi you have to learn because njoba uhamba ula eSouth Africa you meet abantu abahlukene bama cultures ahlukene and uzodingeka ukuthi vele kwesinye isikhathi ukwazi ukuthi ukhulume ilanguage yabo nabo futhi bakwazi ukukhuluma eyakho ukuze nenze njani ni understandana. Okay, let's look at the poem to learn how to speak. Ake sibukeke le poem. To learn how to speak. Ngizoyifunda kuqala and then bese siphendula ama questions. To learn how to speak with the voices of the land. To pass the speech in its rivers. To catch the inarticulate grunt, stammer, call, cry, babble, tongues knot, a sense of the stoniness of these stones, from which all words are cut. To trace with the tongue, work on trails, saying the suffix of their aches in Kale, Pan, Fontaine, in watery names that confirm the dryness of their ways. To visit the places of occlusion, or the leak in a flay banked on, to bury my mouth in the pit of your arm, in the planetarium, pectoral beginning to the nub of time, down there close to the water table, to feel the full moon as it drums at the back of my throat, its cow-skinned vowel. To write a poem with words like, I'm telling you, Stompy, Stick Fast, Holoven, Songololo, just boom, bang, just to understand the least inflections, to voice without swallowing, syllables born in the shacks, or catch the 5:15 5 Johannesburg train to reach the low chant of the mine gangs, mineral glow of our people's unbreakable resolve. To learn how to speak with the voices of this land. Okay, la uyachaza ke ukuthi ukhuluma ama languages ahlukene uyachaza lapha ku line like ku line 1 and 2 it says to learn how to speak with the voices of the land, to pass the speech in its rivers. It's like mawukhuluma kufana nokugeleza komfula nokuthi and ukufunda ilanguage entsha akukho it is very difficult, but ke uze ukhuluma nge-tongues not ngazi ukuthi mhlambe nolimi liyabopheka ngazi ukuthi lunefindo because it's not easy. All right. Let's look at the questions now. Ama-questions ale aphrase ngale ndlela. Bakubhalele i-passage la encane wena uzogcwalisa ngamagama a-correct. Bakubhalele la magama ozochuza kuwona. Like for instance, question 1, uthi complete the following sentences by using the words provided in the list below. Bakunikile amagama. Wena uzogcwalisa uzoqedela leli sentence ukhethe kula magama but uzokhetha anjani a-correct are relevant to the passage. Ahambisana nale passage. Okay. Complete the following sentences by using the words provided in the list below. Write only, bhala kuphela ukuze ungachithi isikhathi. Write only the words next to the question number. Like mhlawumbe ku 6.21 uzobhala u-A wakhona uthi, u-B wakhona uthi, u-C wakhona uthi, ungabhali yonke ipassage umosha isikhathi. Okay. Laba kunike amagama awu-4. American, Johannesburg, South Africa, no Pietermaritzburg. Okay. Lana ke uyakhetha ke la. Ithi ke i-question ina 2 marks. Jeremy Cronin shuthi poet obhalele poem. A kwathiwa stroke N. A or N. Ama-articles lawo. Poet writes about communication. He uses words like Johannesburg, which refer to B to show that even the pronunciation of words poses a problem. Johannesburg ubhalwe what? CH Johannesburg, but the real name is Johannesburg. So khombisa khona ukuthi even the pronunciation, even ukukhuluma igama kuyinkinga. Okay. Kuthiwa ke lana khetha ke la. U-A wakho Jeremy Cronin A uyini u-Jeremy Cronin. He is owakuphi? He is a South African poet. So your A is South African poet. Yambala ke A South African poet writes about the communication. He uses words like Johannesburg, which means ubi, which refers to Johannesburg. Umele igama Johannesburg. Johannesburg to show that even the pronunciation of words poses a problem. Even ukwabiza la magama kuyinkinga. Okay. Asiye ku 6.2. Uthi refer to line 2. Line 2 uthini? With the voices of the land. Okay. Refer to line 2 with the voices of the land. To what does voice refer? Voices of the land. So love voices. Ukhuluma ngani? What does it refer to? Ukhuluma ngani? It refers, yes, to different people. Ngasho, khuluma ngabantu abahlukene. Trust 2 points lapho. Shoot is 2 marks. You can say it refers to different people. Khuluma ngabantu abahlukene. Or you can say it refers to different cultures. Amasiko nensiko mpilo engafani. Or it can also refer to different languages. Ukulima indlela esikhuluma ngayo engafani. Either of those correct. Ungathi different people, it's a mark. Ungathi different cultures, imagi lelo, or different languages, but it's only 2 marks. So kusho uzowenza ama points amangaki amabili kuphela. Okay, siqhubeke. Sithi ithi question elandelayo. Refer to line 5. Ayusubheka ku line 5. Line 5 uthini? Stammer. Mawustamarisho sokunamalimi. Stammer, call, cry, babble, tongues not. Okay, refer to line 5. U-A wakho question yakhona ithi identify the tone used in this line. Stammer, call, cry, babble. Ubhala amagama amaningi, uyastamarisha, uyamemeza, uyakhala, uyapublisha njengengane ezama ukukhuluma. Kwenzekani la? Kuthiwa ithini tone la? Wathi ithini tone esetshenzwe la? You can say itone ayisebenzisile la itone ye confusion. Kunokudideka. You can say there's confusion, or it can be uncertainty. Akekho sure ukuthi lento ayikhulumayo i-right yini, or incomprehension because even nokukhuluma kwakhe akuzwakali because i-language akayazi. So either of those is correct. You can say uncertainty, akekho sure, or confusion udidekile because language akayazi, or even incomprehension, even nokhuluma kwakhe akuzwakali because language akayazi. That's why sebenzisa igama ububble ingane mangabe isapublish mayisazama ukukhuluma kungakhulumeki. All right, let's move to the next question. Uti, why would the speaker use this tone in this line? Yini ndaba i-poet isebenzise le tone kulo line? Uzobe usuyaphendula ke wena mhlawumbe ukuthi ene usebenzise le tone because he's experiencing difficulty with the speech. Uhlangabezana lomzima as ekhuluma because i-language akayazi. Okay, that's a mark there. Okay. And then bese kuba u4 uthi refer to line 9. Line 9 uthi saying the suffix of their eggs. Kwaba no kale, kwaba no ban, kwaba no fontaine. Those are ama suffixes. Shutha joiner amagama egcineni suffix. Kuthiwa ke lana ke ku question. It's a question. Why? Refer to line 9. Why does the speaker use these suffixes? Okay, kale is an Afrikaans word. Pan is an Afrikaans word. Fontaine is an Afrikaans word. Kuthiwa ke lechaza ukuthi ene yindaba esebenzisa lama suffixes. Okay, usungasho ke wena ukuthi these are African suffixes because vele amagama athathwe ku-Afrikaans in order to make a reference to places or names where water was found, because I'm a foreign trekkers inkathi efika la South Africa ayefika afuna amanzi mhlawumbe azofika kuleyo ndawo aneme leyo ndawo ngamanzi. So lama suffixes ama African suffixes in order to make a reference to places or names where they got amanzi. Okay, number 5 uti refer to line 20. Line 20 uti it's cow skinned vowel. Cow skinned vowel. Cow skinned vowel. Uti ke question identify the figure of speech in this line. Cow skinned vowel. It's a metaphor. You get a mark there. Ubi uti explain. Chaza ke manje. Ubabheka njalo if maybe ama questions. Mhlambe bathi identifies figure of speech or banike. Bayakunika sometimes figure of speech bese bethi chaza. So when you have to know uhambisane as uphendula nawe understand ukuthi le figure of speech ichaza ukuthi manje ichaza ngathi, because the question elandela it explain why this figure of speech is relevant in this poem. Yindaba i-metaphor la makhuluma nge-cow skinned vowel irrelevant la to this poem. So uyachaza ukuthi yes irrelevant ifanelekile. Why? Because ikhombisana, it shows that words are formed differently. Amagama esiwakhulumayo aformeke ngendlela different in the various languages or cultures. Indlela esikhuluma ngayo ayifani. Just like the different sounds, njengendlela ama different sounds that are produced by an African trumpet. I-drum angithi drum masishaya yenziwe vele nge-cow skin, but mawishaya isuke ikhombisa ama sounds ahlukene, isuke indicator i-message futhi ehlukene. So it is relevant in that case, right? The question elandayo ukuthi why is the following statement true? Why is the following statement false? Yindaba le statement esilandelayo singelona iqiniso. Line 24 asubheke. Songololo, just, boom, bang, just. Okay, just, boom, bang means, bathi ke question ithi, it means the way words are divided into syllables. Just, boom, bang. Line 24 means the way words are divided into syllables. It's a question, why is this statement false? Yindaba ingelona iqiniso. Into ethi boom bang, into like into eyenzeka ngokushesha. It's something that happens quick, like ngokushesha. Okay, bathi ke la just boom bang means the way explain wena ukuthi why leli gama li false. Just, boom, bang. Line 24 means the way words are divided into syllables. Is it true? No, it is false. Why? Because just, boom, bang uchaza ukuthini? Uchaza is something that happens quick and fast. And then while upass Upass kahle kahle lapha ku line 3. Lathi to pass the school speech in its rivers. Upass ke okhuluma ngendlela ama words that are divided into syllables. Pass means the way the words are divided into syllables. So igameli right to pass is not booming. So it is false. Right. Okay. The next question. Explain the difference between the first 2 lines and the last 2 lines of this poem. First 2 lines uthi to learn how to speak with the voices of the land. And then the last 2 lines uthi to learn how to speak with the voices of this land. Ulapha ku line 2 the land, line 33 uthi this land. Kuthi ithini ke question la? Ithi chaza umehluko. Explain the difference between the first 2 lines and the last 2 lines. Uthini umehluko? Okay, the first 2 lines ukhuluma ngani? Emphasize the need to understand one another language. Ukuthi fanele siwa understand ama language omunye nomunye. The land, the language of the land. And then bese kuthi ku last 2 lines usethi ke in this land. Lana ke ku last line use more specific. Usekhuluma nga this land. Which is this land? This land of South Africa. Khuluma ngale land yethu yala eMzansi eSouth Africa. All right. And then the last question uthi the poem loses its effectiveness because the speaker uses too many unfamiliar words and phrases. Discuss your view. It's 3 marks again. Nalana futhi there is no wrong or wrong answer. Labafuna your view. You can say yes. The poem loses its effectiveness, or you can say no, the poem doesn't lose its effectiveness. But chaza ukuthi njoba uthi yes uchaza uthini. Ayisithi ke uthi yes because the question is, I mean the answer is open ended. There is no right, there is no wrong answer, but ochazayo mawuthi yes chaza substantiate chaza ukuthi uthini. Okay, you can say yes, right? The poem is in fact loses its effectiveness. Ungathi yes. Why? Because it's difficult to analyze this. You can say it is difficult to analyze what the speaker is saying when many of these sentences are incomplete. Okuningi akaqedeli ubhala futhi namagama aforeign. You can say yes, or you can say yes because many of the linguistic terms used amagama wasebenzisile seem to be unrelated to the message of the poem. Angathi akuhlangani nepoem, which is to learn how to speak. Or you can say yes again, the speaker makes use of an extended metaphor of water. Ukhulume kakhulu ngamanzi, ukhuluma ngama rivers. But it is difficult when awukwazi ukuhlanganisa ukuthi the water and the rivers uhlangana kanjani ne language. Ungasho ukuthi and it is difficult to link that to learning or to communicate. Or you can say yes again because images awasebenzisile unclear, awazwakali, awacacile, like in the pits of your arm, ukhuluma ngepits of the arm ikhwapha yonke lento ayicaci. Or you can say no, the poem doesn't lose its effectiveness. Ngani? Because ulana usuyaphika uthi no, through the use of the linguistic terms, lama terms awasebenzisile language in the poem, the speaker wants us thina esifunda ipoem to get the message, ukuthola imessage across that it is difficult. Ufuna ukusikhombisa ukuthi ngempela ku difficult kanjani to learn a new language. If it's a foreign language to you, mawuyilona ulimi olukhulumayo. Or we can say yes, I mean no, because ufuna ukusichazela ukuthi understanding a language does not only rely on knowledge of vocabulary and syntax, but also on the language yonke as is. So ungachaza ukuthi and ukuze understand the language fanele understand I vocabulary yakhona kanye nendlela yokukhuluma. So it can be yes, it can be no, but learn, supporter your answer, and then usuqedile, you have your 35 marks. Uqedile, uphuma exam room, you are smiling because uphendulile. And bhala whatever noma ungekho sure ke manje uthi ayi kodwa nje hayi mina i-opinion yami ibhale because ngalokho kubhala kwakho you get your marks, you get your point, and then usuliphasile iphepha lakho. Yeah, we've come to the end of this section. Sesiyaqeda le section ka paper 2. I hope nizokuthokozela ukufunda kwanamhlanje. Until next time, siyabonga.
Siyathemba nifunde kahle nasithokozela isifundo sethu sanamhlanje. Enisethulelwe ngezilokotho ezinhle Ithala libambisene neGo Digital SA Foundation. Thamelani ke futhi esilandelayo ngesikhathi sifanayo. Ningakhohlwa ukumema nabanye abafundi bebanga le-12 ukuze nabo basizakale kulolu hlelo. Uma ninemibuzo noma nifisa ukuxhumana nathi, ningasithinta ngokufaka imibuzo yenu kwinombolo yethu ye-WhatsApp ethi 068 151 1072. Mfundi, ungakhohlwa ukubhala isifundo obuza ngaso ngaphambi kokubhala umbuzo wakho. Angiyiphinde inamba yethu 068 151 1072. Siyabonga.